Welcome to EPG Pathshala. Today's module we are going to discuss on atmospheric boundary layer. The atmospheric boundary layer is the lowest part of the atmosphere and its behavior is directly influenced by its contact with a planetary surface. On Earth, it usually responds to changes in the surface radiative forcing. In this module, we are going to discuss about we are going to distinguish the atmospheric boundary layer from the rest of the troposphere. We will also see the diurnal evolution and structure of this atmospheric boundary layer. We will also identify the important characteristics of this ABL. We will learn internal boundary layer formation due to heterogeneous surface. We will familiarize with the surface energy balance, and we will also see the boundary layer with height variation over Indian subcontinent in relation to monsoon. Let us start with the definition of ABL or the atmospheric boundary layer. It is the lowest part of the troposphere which got adapted to the underlying surface through turbulent exchange between the surface and the atmosphere. The ABL responds to the surface forcing with a time scale of 1 to 2 hours through highly efficient turbulent mixing processes. This layer undergo large variability in depth from few tens of meters to more than 3000 meters, depending on the diurnal period, atmospheric conditions, season, geographical location, land or ocean, and synoptic influences. This atmospheric boundary layer is also known as PBL or the planetary boundary layer. The deep tropospheric layer above the boundary layer is called free atmosphere. The APL height depends on surface heating rate, strength of winds, surface roughness, characteristics of atmosphere above the boundary layer, presence and amount of clouds, presence of moisture, topography, etc. This atmospheric boundary layer over the ocean, you can see it's shallow with small diurnal variation compared to that over the land. It's because near constant the surface temperature, sea surface temperature during the diurnal period due to large heat capacity of water transmission of solar radiation to larger depths mixing and transport of ocean water from one location to the other. This atmospheric boundary layer over high pressure regions. This layer is well defined, vertical structure and shallow due to dominant descending motions. Atmospheric boundary layer over low pressure regions. This boundary layer tend to be deeper, attributed to convergence and rigorous ascending motions. However, formation of clouds in moist conditions complicates this vertical structure. The most important characteristics of ABL is that it is almost always turbulent in contrast to rest of the atmosphere. The size of dominant turbulent motions can be of the order of the depth of this boundary layer. What are the sinks and sources of turbulence? Convectively induced, the surface radiative heating or cooling leading to vertical and horizontal temperature gradients and buoyant motions. Mechanical, which is the frictional drag close to the earth's surface that introduces shear in the horizontal wind. The turbulent contributes to vertical exchange of momentum, heat, water vapor and trace gases between earth's surface and the atmosphere, though the mean vertical velocity is close to 0. This table shows the comparison between the atmospheric boundary layer and the free atmosphere. You can see in this table the turbulence at atmospheric boundary layer is always present with varying intensity and diffusion through turbulent mixing occurs. In the free atmosphere, it is usually non-turbulent, it is present only in convective clouds and clear air turbulence. The turbulence dominates vertical, if you see the vertical transport of energy and mass, the turbulence dominates in the ABL, while in the free atmosphere, the mean wind and cumulus scale motions dominates. The winds in the atmospheric boundary layer are subgeostrophic and often cross isobaric, while in the free atmosphere it is nearly geostrophic. If you see the depth, the atmospheric boundary layer is in the range of 100 meter to 3000 meters spatially and temporally, and the large diurnal variations occur over the land. And in the case of free atmosphere, you can see the variation mostly latitudinal in the range 8 kilometer to 18 kilometer, and you have small temporal variations here. Let us see what is the significance of this atmospheric boundary layer. It is the lowest layer of a troposphere which connects the Earth's surface to rest of the atmosphere. Nearly all the energy and moisture that drives weather and general circulation enters the atmosphere through the boundary layer. The boundary layer conditions influences air pollutant transport and dispersion. The aerosols are vital for cloud formation, which are produced and transported in the boundary layer, and often clouds form in the boundary layer itself. It's a sources and sink of major greenhouse gases which are responsible for the global warming. It also resides in this layer and underlying surface. You can see the schematic representation of vertical structure of this ABL, the atmospheric boundary layer. Here, the surface layer extends from the surface to about 10% of the depth of the atmospheric boundary layer. The outer layer extends from the top of the surface layer to the top of the atmospheric boundary layer. You can see that it's a part of troposphere, and this ABL includes this Ekman layer or the outer layer and the surface layer or the inner layer, which includes the roughness sublayer also and micro layer or interfacial layer, including the Prandtl layer. The flow, if you see the features of this surface layer, the flow is governed by the surface friction. The Coriolis force is very small. The cross isobaric flows are common. The micro layer or the interfacial layer is the lowest few millimeters of the surface layer in which molecular diffusion dominates over the turbulence. Above the interfacial layer, the exchange of momentum and scalars in the vertical is governed by the turbulent eddies. The roughness sublayer. The turbulence in the lower part of the surface layer are directly influenced by roughness elements such as grass, plants, trees or building. It usually extends up to 2 to 3 times the average height of roughness elements. Ekman layer, which is the outer layer, it is characterized by turning of wind with height as the effect of friction diminishes and wind approaches its geostrophic value. The boundary layer is capped by an entrainment zone in convective conditions and capping zone in stable conditions. You can see in this diagram the diurnal evolution of this atmospheric boundary layer. The atmospheric boundary layer evolves through a 4-phase process during a typical diurnal cycle. The first one is the formation of a shallow CBL after the sunrise, followed by slow growth in the initial morning hours due to weak surface forcing and presence of stable layer above. The second is the rapid middle layer growth during the later part of the morning. Energetic turbulent eddies, which are known as thermals, enhances the entrainment of free atmospheric air into this layer through this zone. Deep middle layer of nearly constant depth by the early afternoon hours, followed by decrease in depth. And the fourth one is the formation of a stable boundary layer at the surface close to sunset, which is due to the radiative cooling of the surface and decay of turbulence. The weak turbulence generated by wind shear help this surface boundary layer to grow during the course of night, but the depth remains much smaller than the daytime boundary layer. A residual layer which forms above the stable boundary layer, basically a leftover part of the daytime mixed layer, and a capping inversion overlies this layer. The CBL forms over land during daytime when surface heating is strong and over ocean when the air near the sea surface is colder than the sea surface temperature. This layer, convective boundary layer, consists of convective surface layer, which is around 10% of the boundary layer, mixed layer, which is 35 to 80% of the boundary layer, and entrainment zone, which is 10 to 60% of the boundary layer. The depth of the mixed layer and the entrainment zone are highly variable. The entrainment zone is usually a stable layer at the top of the mixed layer and act as a lid to rising thermals. It inhibits free mixing of the boundary layer air with the other one, thus confirming the BL air, the boundary layer air and the pollutants within it. Entrainment process. The convective boundary layer growth is through the process of entrainment. Overshooting. When a rising large turbulent eddy, that is thermal, which hits the inversion at the boundary layer top, it becomes negatively buoyant, but will continue to rise for a short distance into a free atmosphere due to its vertical momentum. This thermal generally returns to the mixed layer without much mixing with the free atmospheric above. The subsiding thermal drags free atmospheric air into the mixed layer, which gets mixed there due to the turbulence within the mixed layer. The net effect is the entrainment of the free atmospheric air into the mixed layer and growth of mixed layer. Convective surface layer. The important features of convective surface layer are the gradients of temperature, moisture, pollutants, other scalars and wind can be very large in the surface layer. The lapse rate within the convective surface layer tends to be superadiabatic. Vertical fluxes of heat, moisture and momentum are approximately constant and it varies to less than 10% with height during the daytime hours. Organized turbulent motions in the surface layer are known as plumes or coherent structures having the diameters of the order of the surface layer depth, that is around 100 meter. Mixed layer. The turbulence in mixed layer is generated mechanically or convectively. The convectively generated turbulence dominates the mixed layer. The large column of rising buoyant air in the mixed layer are known as thermals. The convective circulation, including both thermal updraft, that is the narrow region, and associated downdraft, that is the broad region, and the mean vertical velocities are up to 5 meter per second, are often observed in the rising thermals. The wind speeds are nearly constant with height and subgeostrophic in the mixed layer. The visual potential temperature shows a constant profile in the middle part of the mixed layer, that is nearly adiabatic in this region. Mixing ratios tend to decrease gradually with height. The gradients of atmospheric variables are small in the mixed layer, attributed to convective mixing by large eddies. The mixed layer top Zeta is often defined as the level of the most negative heat flux, mostly the middle of the entrainment zone where invasion is strongest. The convective time scale, the time taken for the air to circulate between the surface and top of the mixed layer, is approximately 15 to 20 minutes. The entrainment zone. The mixed layer grows by entrainment of free atmospheric air through this zone with the help of overshooting thermals. The entrainment brings down potentially warmer and usually drier, less turbulent air into the mixed layer from the above. This air is then mixed with the mixed layer. This entrainment zone is thinner when stronger temperature inversion caps the boundary layer during the morning hours after the sunrise, and thicker when turbulence and thermals are more vigorous. The top of the entrainment zone is defined as the top of the highest thermal within a horizontal region containing several thermals. The bottom of entrainment zone is not well defined. Often it is taken as the horizontal plane at which 5 to 10% of the air has free atmospheric characteristics. Stable atmospheric layer, that is SBL, that forms when surface is cooler than the overlying air, usually covers at night. The advection of warmer air over a cooler surface can also generate stable boundary layers. The surface temperature inversion, that is the temperature increasing with height, is prominent feature of this layer. And the important features of this layer are the decoupling of the flow from the surface may occur in the highly stable boundary layer, and such SBL is called Z-less boundary layer or no clear height dependency in the boundary layer characteristics. The pollutants emitted into the stable atmosphere are found to disperse very little in the vertical, instead travel far downwind horizontally. The stable layer can be turbulent, non-turbulent or intermittently turbulent depending on the balance between the buoyancy damping and mechanical generation. If mechanical generation exceeds buoyancy damping, this SBL can become turbulent. Turbulence usually decreases with height in this layer. The examples of night with weak, continuous, partly continuous and intermittent turbulence. In this figure you can see the examples of night with weak, that is the first graph, which is the second one is the continuous one, third is the partly continuous, and you have the intermittent turbulence one. So it's shown, this is shown vertical velocity measurements. The occurrence of low level jets, that is LLJ. Nocturnal LLJ, that is the occurrence of a maximum and the wind speed profile with speeds in the range 10 to 20 meter per second are often found in this stable boundary layer. The jet nose are usually located between 100 to 500 meter above the surface. These LLJs may reach super geostrophic wind speeds but not necessarily super geostrophic always. You can see in this figure the example of low level jet in the nocturnal boundary layer. The important causes for this LLJ formation are baroclinicity, land and sea breeze, mountain and valley winds, inertial oscillation. The enhanced wind shear in the presence of LLJs help generate turbulence in the stable boundary layer. In some situations, higher level in the SBL may be more turbulent than the layers close to surface, and such boundary layers are referred as upside down boundary layer. Internal boundary layer. Surface inhomogeneities are common in the nature. That is discontinuities between two types of surfaces, either land and water bodies, transition from rural to urban or urban to rural, the forest agricultural field interface, bare soil and forest, hills and valley, complex terrain, that is hills, mountains or valleys. The inhomogeneities may be in just one surface characteristics such as roughness, temperature, wetness or moisture content, or it may be exist inhomogeneities in combination of the above said the characteristics. When air flows across a discontinuity in surface property like heat, roughness, etc., and or in their combinations, this boundary layer gradually gets adjusted to the new surface property downwind from the discontinuity. This modified layer of the boundary layer is known as internal boundary layer or IBL. There are two major IBL categories based on surface properties. One is the IBL forming due to differences in the surface roughness. Second is the thermal internal boundary layer, that is TIBL, which is due to the differences in thermal characteristics and associated modification in heat flux. Urban boundary layer or UBL is an internal boundary layer which develops over urban areas due to both roughness and thermal contrast with the upwind rural areas. As flow from rural approach urban areas air is progressively warmed and depth of the urban IBL increases downwind. The thermal effects dominate during calm wind conditions and roughness effects dominate during windy conditions. The important features of this UBL are rising motion at the city center and subsidence of the surrounding areas. The data boundary layer is more convectively turbulent, warm, dry, polluted and with enhanced depth. The winds are at reduced speed due to increased roughness which is introduced by the building. At night, thermal IBL may develop over urban areas as stable cool air from rural areas which move over warm urban areas. The urban heat island effect can destroy this nocturnal inversion over the urban areas. The diurnal variation is instability over the urban areas can be small and the boundary layer may remain mostly well mixed even at night. The turbulence can be more intense in the urban boundary layer as both thermal and mechanical contribution is large. Surface energy balance SEB. The surface energy balance analysis provides information on the partitioning of available energy, that is net radiation into other forms of energy like sensible heat, latent heat and ground heat flux components. The surface energy balance for a homogeneous bare ground surface can be expressed as Rn is equal to H plus Le plus G, where Rn is the net radiation, that is short wave plus long wave, G is the ground heat flux, H is the sensible heat flux and Le is the latent heat flux. And normally it is expressed as watt per meter square. For a vegetated surface, Le is equal to evaporation plus transpiration, that is evapotranspiration value. The sign conventions which are used in this one, the radiations are positive if directed towards the surface, all other flux is positive when directed away from the surface. Thus, all SEB components are positive during daytime and negative during the night time in general. You can see the schematic diagram of the surface energy balance components over a bare partly dry surface indicating the magnitude and sign of fluxes. You can see the Rn, H, Le values and you can see the arrows of the H and L is upward where Rn is downward and G is also downward during the midday as well as in the midnight. During midnight it is just opposite, the Rn and G has a upward arrow while H and Le has a downward arrow. Net radiation consists of solar and terrestrial radiation. The solar radiation varies largely diurnally and seasonally. The presence and characteristics of clouds and aerosols also have large influence on solar radiation. The terrestrial radiation depends on clouds, greenhouse gases and atmospheric temperature. The sensible heat and latent heat transport between surface and the boundary layer takes place through turbulent mixing. G, the smallest term in the surface energy balance, that is result from the surface and subsurface temperature gradient. The energy balance closure can be expected only under ideal surface and atmospheric condition with accurate measurements of flux components. SCB closure is difficult to attain experimentally owing to various errors in the measurement such as instrumental error, not meeting underlying principles of measurement, assumptions involved in flux estimation and inhomogeneity of surfaces. Monsoon boundary layer. Monsoon boundary layer. The composite of daily maximum ABL height over Indian subcontinent and surrounding ocean during the pre-monsoon, monsoon and post-monsoon is given in this remote sense the image. The PBL height undergoes large variation in relation to the monsoon features. Very large boundary layer height observed over inland region in pre-monsoon are related to dry soil condition and enhanced surface sensible heat flux. Lower atmospheric boundary layer heights over the coastal regions are related to land sea breeze circulations and moderate soil moisture conditions. Overcast, windy and wet surface conditions are contributing to lower atmospheric boundary layer heights during the monsoon. The northwestern desert and rain shadow region of Western Ghats are the only regions where slightly large heights are noted during monsoon. Lower heights noted in post-monsoon season coincides with the region influenced by the northeast monsoon rainfall. So, to conclude, the atmospheric boundary layer, that is ABL, is the lowest part of the troposphere with large spatio-temporal depth variation in the range 100 meter to 3000 meter. The presence of turbulence is the most important characteristics of the atmospheric boundary layer. The boundary layer evolution during a diurnal period includes formation of convective boundary layer during daytime and stable boundary layer during night time. Weak and intermittent turbulence, flow decoupling and occurrence of low-level jets are salient features of stable boundary layer. Heterogeneities in surface characteristics, roughness or thermal lead to formation of internal boundary layer downwind of discontinuities. Surface energy budget provides information on the partitioning of radiation energy into sensible, latent heat and ground heat fluxes. Atmospheric bound layer height undergoes large variations over the Indian subcontinent in relation to monsoon. Thank you.